I have polycystic kidney disease. This is a disease that takes over your kidneys over time. It destroys the ability of my kidneys to function and filter out waste products and toxins and everything. And so eventually my kidneys shut down, and those toxins build up in my body until it becomes problematic and I need a kidney transplant. There's no cure except for a kidney transplant. I actually found out today that my labs came back and I am now qualified to be on the cadaver transplant kidney list. So as of today, my transplant process will start. A cadaver kidney would give me, in a good scenario, 10 to 15 years of life expectancy. And that's because when that kidney is implanted in my body, because it is a cadaver kidney and it has been outside the body for an extended period of time, a certain part of that kidney dies every minute. So you might be getting a kidney that has 60% of its life left if it's from a cadaver and it's been outside the body. If I have a live donor and that kidney is coming from the next room, then I might be getting a 95% kidney, because the amount of time the kidney is out of the body is significantly less. And so therefore, when you put that kidney inside of me, you're potentially giving me 5 to 10 more years of life with that kidney, because I'm starting with a better kidney. And so my preference is to have the opportunity to have a live donor. Donating a kidney is a multi-step process. The very first step is pretty easy. Usually you contact the individual's donor coordinator, and they send you a questionnaire talking about your health and seeing if you're even a good candidate to become a donor. The second step is that if you pass that health history questionnaire, then you do a blood test. And that blood test will tell the hospital 3 things. It will tell them, number 1, what your blood type is. And you have to have the same blood type as the person you're donating to. So if I'm an O, I would need an O positive person or an O negative person. The positive and negative doesn't matter, to donate to me. I can't have an A or a B or an AB kidney. The second is tissue typing. And the third is antibody matching. And so those are all just a blood test. And if somebody's interested, it just is simply a questionnaire and a blood test. And then at that point, if you are a good match, then the potential donor has a decision to make. And that's made completely independent without the knowledge of the potential recipient. Because the recipient transplant coordinator and the donor transplant coordinator do not communicate. And so the potential donor is completely free of any pressure or any guilt or any type of persuasion in order to donate a kidney. And they're able to make that question or make that decision independently without any cross communication on behalf of the recipient, which is really wise, because it's a decision that's not to be taken lightly and absolutely not to be pressured. And so it's important that the person feels free to make those decisions. And then if you are a match and you decide to proceed, it's a process of being tested and see how healthy you are. And if you remain a viable candidate, then it's just basically a time of making a date and going for it. And your costs are covered. I think the things that I've heard the most with talking about my disease with people is their spouse may not be interested in having them donate because they're afraid of what would happen if something went wrong. Other concerns are how much work are they going to miss, and do they have enough vacation time to cover if they're going to be gone and recovering from surgery? Can they afford to be gone that long? If it's a woman and she has young children at home, how long is she not going to be able to lift her kids? And questions like that. And so there are answers to all those questions. And the one thing about a donor coordinator is that it's their job to educate you about the process. And they do an extremely good job of that so that you know inside and out what this process entails. And they step you through it. They walk you through it. And I think they do a good job. There's really a wide range of age variability. So anybody from the age of, say, actually 18 to 65 is eligible to donate. I think that in my case, I would have a hard time receiving a kidney from somebody so young, not knowing what their future holds. And I would have a hard time receiving a kidney from a female who has not had children yet. It is possible to donate a kidney and still have children. But it is harder on that one organ to support 2 lives and not just one. So my preference would be a healthy young male between the ages of 20 and 40 who has no hypertension, has not had diabetes, has no cancer, and if he's good looking, that's okay. So if somebody were to donate me a kidney, first thing is it would go in my pelvis. They don't put it up where my old kidneys are because they can't suspend that kidney in air. So that kidney then would rest in my pelvis and be attached directly to my bladder. That kidney would never develop polycystic kidney disease. That is a genetic mutation that I have within my cells. But the donor kidney would remain healthy and free of disease. It would not transfer to the donor kidney. The way I handle my disease is I refuse to date anybody who is not O positive. So my second question to somebody if they're interested in dating me is, number 1, are you a Christian? And what's your greatest priority in life? I don't really ask if you're a Christian right away. We kind of hold on to that. But I say, what's your greatest priority in life? And my second question is, what's your blood type?